anyone trying to sell everybody on the false hope that George Lucas is going to come back and save Star Wars is absolutely 100% trying to fill everybody with hope. What did you think I was going to say? Hello, everyone. I am in the middle of a live stream. I am MechaRandom42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate. Harpy from an undisclosed ice location somewhere, so I feel like it's less warm and not the middle of summer. We're talking about all of these rumors and what the whole George Lucas cut might entail, the Kathleen Kennedy stuff, what I believe happened and what didn't. And I'm going to touch a little bit on this, on the super chat, a little bit more with Scott Gentry. I want to reread this. He says, what I believe is that DC sources are valid, and that is Overlord DVD, obviously. Still don't know how many minutes in I can actually say his full name, but also, hail, Overlord DVD. I believe his sources are valid. I'm also a believer in pragmatism. George Lucas is rolling around in his billions like Scrooge McDuck. Not likely. Oh, and I'm back from the depths of, you know, the underworld, the other place. Sometimes where I also tend to appear every now and then. You know, I think I like the Hoth Cave. I think it's a little bit cooler, at least for the time being. We might, if I have to project. All right. From what I can tell, I believe 100% that they were shown some sort of stitched together, because I have other sources saying this too. They were showing some sort of stitched together, probably just a deleted scenes reel of, well, this is some of the other stuff that we could have had. They're looking for somebody to blame, and they're trying to figure out whose camp that they want to place blame on. And I think a lot of that's going to go based on what happens in November in the United States. I think it depends if one thing goes one way, we're going to get more of the Kennedy camp, even though she is on her way out. She is, I believe 100%, according to multiple sources, not just the Midnight's Edge videos, not just the Overlord DVD videos. There's other sources in there saying, yeah, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. There's some stuff. There's this tug of war going on. So that is absolutely 100% from what I can confirm. Having just some sources that are probably the same sources, possibly some different ones. There is some sort of a tug of war going on. I don't know if I want to call it a civil war, but it's a tug of power, right? It's a power struggle. And these investors that are allegedly, they all gathered at Skywalker Ranch to be shown an alternate cut, which is lovingly known as the Lucas cut, which would involve people like Hayden Christensen possibly coming in as Anakin Skywalker, or even Matt Smith coming in. Now, I believe the Matt Smith rumor, if we could find any images of Matt Smith from Doctor Who fame, I believe that might be the smoking gun. Do I believe that for 1 second, though? Now, here's where we're going with this. I have to give you my opinion on this. I don't believe for 1 second that George Lucas coming back, if that's the case, would actually help anything. I don't believe that it would do anything more than sell everybody a bunch of false hope. Just to save face, just to try and gain back a few people. I don't know if Disney's really even focused on doing that. I think they just want to place blame. I don't think they care so much about bringing the fans back right now. I think they're trying to look at who they can blame at this point. Then they'll worry about how we can bring fans back, because I still think that Disney's missing the mark so much in thinking that Star Wars fans, and I know I'm part of the problem, I have all the Baby Yodas too, thinking that Star Wars fans are just going to come right back in at 1 ounce of goodwill and good faith. And a lot of that is because that's what happens. One thing, look at The Mandalorian. We brought in The Mandalorian, and a lot of people jumped back on for Mandalorian. A lot of people, look at him, a lot of people came back because Baby Yoda is adorable. And what's not to love with Baby Yoda? And they think that even if they give rumors of George Lucas coming back, even if they're letting a lot of these leaks, that everybody's just going to jump on board and love this. And I'm the person going, okay, wait a minute. Not so fast here. You just called everybody in this fandom an ist-ophobe. You accused everybody in this fandom of going after people like Kelly Marie Tran. You accused all of us of all of these really horrible, nasty things that most of us did not do and have, in fact, found evidence against. So what is this going to accomplish? What is this going to solve? It's already too late. We've already been betrayed by Disney and Lucasfilm. We've already been, I mean, you tossed us aside for these new fans. Disney and Lucasfilm tossed us aside for all of these new young Reylo type fans who, at the end of the day, don't even like Star Wars the way we do. In fact, they get so irate and so upset with it if they don't get their way. They scream. They scream. So, you've already replaced us for your younger, shiny, your midlife crisis fans of all the young Reylos, all the 20-somethings, who need to see themselves represented on screen. And now that they don't, they're gone. You already annoyed all of those people by not sticking to the Reylo thing. They tried too much to appease too many people with this. Yeah, they had too many people behind the scenes. And I don't think it's going to solve anything. Clint Matthews, $5 super chat. George Lucas saving Star Wars is like Superman flying in to save Lois after knocking her out and tying her to the train tracks himself. Exactly. Remember, George Lucas sold it in the first place. He's the one who put Kathleen Kennedy in charge. He handpicked her in the first place. So, even if George Lucas did come back, it is not going to solve anything. This is still the person who gave us Jar Jar Binks. This is still the person who gave us the prequels. Say something about the motherfucking prequels, bitch. It's still the same person who gave us the stuff that we don't like in Star Wars, right? And yeah, there's a lot of good in Star Wars still. You for every Jar Jar Binks, you have a baby Yoda, and is that really enough? Is that really enough though for the one or two really good highlights to counteract the Jar Jar Binkses? And you know what? Jar Jar Binks isn't even that bad looking back, as opposed to Rey, little Mary Ray Palpatine. You can't stop me. I'm a Jedi from Jakku. You're not a Jedi, you're a Palpatine. The entire storyline, the entire arc, the entire prophecy of Star Wars was not that the Palpatines win in the end. Come on. What does that tell you about these people? They don't care. They don't really want anything beyond a brand, a franchise. And the fact that they can come in here and try and fill us all with a bunch of false hope is just selling us snake oil at this point. Really, you're just selling us false hope to what? Convince us it's going to be better this time? It's not going to be better this time. This is as bad as every time when Star Trek, comes out with an article where they say, "Oh, it's going to be better. We promise. It's going to be hopeful and optimistic. And we get the message this time. We promise." And it's the same. It's more of the same. I don't see how this is going to fix anything. Lucas gave us Howard the Duck. We don't. Well, the Howard the Duck does have its audience. I'm not the biggest Howard the Duck fan, but that's all I really have to say about this. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I don't believe for 1 second it's going to fix anything if George Lucas does come back. I think it's a great big giant mess. I've got another version of this where I discuss it with Pope Bob Iger. We go over this again. You know what? Since we get the same rumor videos every week, I might as well just release the same reaction every week. I am going back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere. You're going to see the end card. It does not mean I'm leaving, except on the pre-recorded video that you see later on. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!